last resort is to call the army. But I can tell you from the messages I've been receiving from service personnel in the Nigerian army today, when they leave their barracks, no soldier from the Middle Belt, none from the South, will fire at the protesters. I just got the confirmation this very evening from a very high-ranking officer. They told me that they are following everything that is happening and that they are listening to Radio Biafra. That if they are asked to go out on the streets to kill the protesters, that they will not do it. That was the confirmation that I got this very evening before coming on air. So be rest assured that nothing is going to happen. And as I have told them, if the army comes out, then IPOB will also come out to make sure that those who are protesting are defended. Those who are protesting, they must be defended. They must be defended. And we are going to do so. Therefore, this protest will continue unabated until the results begin to trickle in. Rather than asking them or saying, we are going to ban you, you should try and accede to their demands. It's as simple as that. This evening, I'm bringing you news that the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja has banned protests. They have banned protests, yes, because it is not favoring them. You see the way they behave, the Janjaweed. Abuja is baggy land. People in Abuja are listening this very evening. It is a baggy land. It doesn't belong to Fulani. It doesn't belong to the Janjaweed. They must rise up now. I'm not even talking about the End SARS protesters. People must rise up now and tell those in Federal Capital Territory that it is the baggy people, that the baggy nation that owns Abuja and not Fulani Janjaweed. Now is the time to do it. All of you who are in Abuja, who have been claiming marginalization for very many years, go out now on the streets and support those who are fighting for you, those brave men and women who are on the streets fighting. Go and support them. You must go to support them. Very, very important. Very, very critical. Very, very critical. You must do that. The Federal Capital Territory Security Committee has banned SARS. Who are you? You, on one hand, you're claiming that to protest is a constitutionally guaranteed right. On the other hand, you're banning it. For you to ban protest, you must go to court. The court of law must interpret it. You don't have the power to just rise up, because what they are doing has been enshrined in law. It is a law. It is a lawful undertaking. It is a lawful undertaking. If you want to ban it, that is the thing about foreign, they don't understand the law. They have no idea what the law or the purpose a law is supposed to serve. You just rise up in the morning. We have resolved after meeting that we are going to ban it. They want to intimidate you. This is the second phase of their attack. They will attack you 4 times. If you remain strong after the 4th attack, you have won. They will call your mother, they will call your father, they will call everybody, they will bring them back home. They will go and pay people like Issa Sage, that idiot, that ABC idiot. You will see them on, they will even buy over some news editors, some journalists. That is how black people behave. They will buy them over and say to them, why don't you try and come back home and let's listen together. The same old garbage. That is why you are unemployed. That is why your parents suffered and sent you to school. You graduated and there is no job. Let us reason together and nothing is coming out of it. Now is the time to bring about that change you have been yearning for as a child. Every day you complain, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad. Now is the time to go on the streets. If you cannot go out, bring out food, bring out puff-puff, bring out bread. Support people who are protesting. Support those young people. They are the key to your future. These are the things they must understand. People, we are getting a report that protesters are being taken in places like Obomo Show, and they were packed into a police van and taken to an unknown destination. And people must stop the arrest of their fellow protesters. That is how it is done. You don't allow them to arrest anybody. Don't allow them to. Because if you do, you're finished. What they will keep doing is keep trying your resolve. Every blessed day, they will keep trying your resolve. But you must say no. You must say no. They want to hate you the same way they hate cattle. You know when a bookie comes and he's hitting the cattle with stick, cattle go, your cattle will go. They think you're a cattle. They think they can hate you towards any direction of their choice. The people which they cannot get in. That is how you conduct yourself in a revolution. That is how it is going to be done. If you leave it and go away, in the next 5,000 years, nothing will happen in the zoo. The Fulani would have won. They will introduce their Ruga. They will introduce their highway for cattle. Every nonsense, they will pass it and you cannot do anything about it. Now is the time to stand very strong and very firm to say enough is enough. We have had enough. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to do it. If you do it now, believe you me, it is all over. It is all over. Everything you want in your life will come to fruition. This evening we are live and we are direct and we are preaching this very gospel that we have been mandated by heaven to preach. They are ending, they want SARS campaign to end, but they are opening NYAC camps. After going to your NYAC, you come out and they will kill you. They are opening NYAC camps. That is what they are doing. But you claim that because of COVID-19 that people should not come out to protest. Who told you that? George Floyd was killed at the height of COVID-19. People came out to protest. Americans are still there. The USA is still there till tomorrow morning. It hasn't collapsed. It hasn't fallen. Talk less of COVID-19 that is afraid of black people in Africa. Who told you that? This is Fulani Janjaweed. They have ganged up. They have called everybody. Governor Kowa. They have called their governor, their friends, in the hope of keeping Nigeria together. Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State. They unleashed their talks, did not work. Now let us ban them in Abuja and see if it is going to work. These are the same politicians that some of you idiotically will be following left, right, and center and campaigning for. These are the people you campaigned for. You put them in power. Look at all those governors you voted for. Look at them with the exception of Wike and one or two other governors that came out and spoke very well. Not the chameleon Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State. He is a chameleon, an APC chameleon. His father, his godfather, Chilobrown came out and told him, oh, why don't you do something? I want to contest for presidency. Because of Chilobrown's presidency, people must die. They went and brought talks from Mushi. These are your so-called politicians that you're hailing. That is the reason why before now I kept castigating black people. But because of what the young people are now doing in the zoo, I'm going to be very lenient with them to see where they will end up because I want them to succeed. We want their lives to be better. I want them to have a brighter future, a brighter tomorrow, not just for themselves, but for their children, even those unborn. Look at your so-called politicians. Look at them and see what they're doing. And you will be thoroughly ashamed of this zoological republic. You're opening youth service camps. Because what you want to do is that they are reasoning, some of them are graduates, and they are maybe first batch, second batch, third batch. Why don't we open NYAC? The same monetary inducement. Because of that alawi, you'll be receiving your allowance of 20,000 naira. They want you to think about, you see how wicked they are. They want you to think about only 20,000 naira, and because of that, abandon your civic God-given responsibility to save yourself from doom. The same money. They will come with money. They will come with soft threats. They will come with intimidation. They will unleash police. Finally, the army will come. Once the army comes and we stand and we defeat them, it is over. Final. Chicken now, infinito, it is gone. Life will no longer be the same again in Nigeria. It is changed forever and ever. So be prepared for it. They are going to come. You must remain resolute. You must remain determined because they are going to come. They will come. That is who they are. You're ending protests in Abuja because of COVID-19. But meanwhile, you're opening NYAC camp in the same Abuja. So those who are protesting can now go to NYAC and say they're serving their land, their motherland, their fatherland. They salute to green, white, green flag. The same green, white, green flag that killed their brother, their cousin, their friend, their nephew. You want them to go and serve under the same flag. Fulani, they think they're smart. But we are smarter than they are. If COVID-19 is a problem, then do not open orientation camps. They are now saying orientation camps to reopen on November 10, federal government. What are you in a dictatorship? What sort of nonsense is this? Every blessed day they wake up and make an announcement. There is no due process, there is no legal precedent, nothing. Because you are under the spell of Janjaweedism. And we are curing you of that illness. That disease, we are curing you of that. Because the zoo, if you allow it to stand, you will die. You will fall. It's either the zoo falls or you fall. You must understand that. Instead of them to say, oh, let us try and listen to their demands. Let us try and see what these young people are saying, if there is merit. Of course there is merit in it. If there is no merit in it, because when somebody does good, I praise them. You do bad and you get the treatment from us. Today, I must say that after our morning broadcast today, Obiano came out and did something that I personally never expected him to do. This is how politicians behave, or should behave. You react to the people. But now that I'm going to say something nice about him today, maybe tomorrow now he will be worse than he was before. Because after our program this very morning, and after extensive giving them money, that is what they always do. The nationwide protest against police brutality today claimed its major victim when the governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano, sacked former commanding officer of the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS in Okosu, CSP James Nwafo, he's now retired, who has been repeatedly mentioned in the media for his high-handedness against suspects in custody and unspeakable violations of human rights. Obiano went further to say that this same Nwafo is going to face the law. I never believed in my life that will come on air to say that Obiano has done something nice. But that's what I'm doing tonight. That this is how people who have been elected into offices should be behaving. Not in a patronizing way, but to look at the cold, hard facts and take decisions. The evidence against James Nwafo is overwhelming. He also announced the setting up a special panel must set up this very panel of inquiry within 14 days. We asked Ugwan in Enugu to set up an inquiry. That hasn't happened till this very day. He must set up one immediately. You're talking about SARS, the same SARS that went to MNA and shot people dead. There has to be an inquiry in Enugu. So those in Enugu must continue protesting. You must continue to come out to protest until a panel of inquiry is set up. The same way that Anambra is trying to do. And all those who are in Lagos, in Abuja, all the major cities who are protesting, you must continue. There must be a commission of inquiry set up in Abuja. All the major TV networks will be there to broadcast this live so that the world can see what people have been suffering and seeing for very many decades. There must be an open trial of everybody involved in rights. That is the only way to cure the problem. Imagine if people in Anambra sat at home today. Do you think Obiano would have said this? No. People went out en masse and besieged government house. He came out and he spoke the same way that Wike spoke the other day. Although that there are still some IPOB family members illegally detained in Iguacha, in River State. And I'm asking the River State, what they call the Prosecutor General in River State, to do the needful and follow an example. SARS Okoso has been closed. We need an audit. How many people did you kill inside SARS Okoso? How many people died there? who appointed James Nwafo, who oversaw James Nwafo, who was in power in Anambra State when James Nwafo was slaughtering innocent people. Are they the same people that are now asking us to vote for them to become president? When they were there, Nwafo was slaughtering innocent people and they did nothing. So this is a step in the right direction. If you do good, of course, we are going to praise you. If you do bad, of course, we shred you. That is the way we are. Obiano has done very well. But he should move ahead and establish this judicial panel within 14 days to look into the activities of SARS. Of course, his statement was well measured, but we are going to hold him to it. You just don't come out and say these things and think people will forget. These are just one words. No, we are going to hold him accountable. The family of victims must come out before the whole world to narrate to the hearing of the public what these evil people did, like James Nwafo with the bodies of those that they killed. It's not just that they killed them. What did you do with the bodies of the people that you killed? It's an abomination in our land to kill anybody and take the body away without giving them proper burial. Where are their bones? The families are asking. They are asking SARS all across Nigeria, where are the dead bodies of our children? For goodness sake, they're asking you to we are banning protests. Who are you, Fulani Janjaweed in Abuja, to ban protest? Others may have indulged you. These are young people who are very angry and highly upset. They are not going to listen to you. Bring out that army. That thing you want to sit, that zoo will fall before your eyes. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Obiano should set this thing up as quickly as possible. Let this not be the usual warm words that they offer anytime they are under siege. The same goes for all SARS operations across Nigeria. When will this audit? Some people say, oh, go back home. The government said they are going. Can you imagine they are going to? You know, when we were very young, there is a saying, when we are young adults in those days. You know, I will say it in Igbo language so people can translate. Nambozo wani here. That's what they used to say where we come from. When you are talking to a girl and she will say, that day you buy Fanta, you buy biscuit, Malta biscuit, you buy Fanta, you buy Coke, Malta biscuit and chewing gum. And she say, oh, leave me, I'm going, I will come back next week. You know it's over, it's not going to happen. The same thing is going to happen here. When they promise you, when politicians promise you, oh, don't worry, we will. It's not going to happen anymore. We don't believe in we will. There is nothing like we will. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing like we will. What is happening is that you must do to convince the people, because they've been waiting. They've been killing and killing and killing. We will investigate. The Senate is sitting. There will be a report. There will be process. There will always will. Imagine a politician promising you something. It's like a lady in those days telling you, I'm going to come back next week. She's not coming back anything. Your transport fare is gone. You must understand these things. That is the way it works. That is the way it works. As somebody have said, Facebook must also ban themselves for anti-community whatever garbage. Community rules. They should pension centers to make sure there are no SARS facilities available. The answer is no. When will the auditing of SARS must demand is an audit of every SARS detention facility. How many people did they kill? Where are their dead bodies? Before you even talk about people leaving the streets. You cannot get to the bottom of all these issues until what happened to these people are ascertained. This is the last chance to rescue what is left of their future. This is the very last chance to rescue what is left of the future of our children, and you're asking them to go in. And how the tables have turned. When Sanwo-Olu addressed the protesters the other day, I thought he was a very sensible man, a very reasonable man. But when the Fulani Janjaweed summoned him to come to Abuja for them to strategize, I knew that there was something wrong. Sanwo-Olu is now busy. Sanwo-Olu is the governor of Lagos State. The same idiot talking about democracy, talking rubbish all the time. These are the people that want their master, Tinubu, to go and become president. If you're behaving like this against protesters, how? Look at the way that Obiano behaved. If you're behaving this way, is this how you want to be president of Nigeria? Is this it? I don't know what is wrong with these people. Sanwo-Olu, from speaking like a human being, he went to Mushi and rented thugs. He went to Mushi and rented thugs. These are Bola Ahmed Tinubu's thugs in Mushi. This is the man that wants to be the president of Nigeria. This was the same man that called for a revolution during his Nadeko days. Tinubu, have you forgotten? You were in Nadeko. You were calling for revolution in Nigeria. As a Nadeko chieftain, you went on exile. Tinubu, you went on exile because you called for a revolution. Now people are rising up to say that the killing of their children, of their siblings, of their brothers, their sisters is not good, and you unleashing thugs on them. Shame on all of you. You are unleashing thugs on them. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. Very, very sad indeed. Shame on each and every one of you who are supporting this evil. Thugs. These are young people. So they will say there is a clash between the two groups. And because of that, police move in, army move in, shoot everybody. That's what they want to do. And I trust people in Lagos. Anytime, I don't even want to talk about the Akpo 6. I don't want to talk about it. That one is, we will get, let us get one for first, in handcuffs, answering questions in a court of law. Then we go to Akpo 6. We'll come to that later. When Akpo 6 happened, had what is happening now with the youths happened then, all the years of SARS killing wouldn't have happened. But they killed the Igbo people, Akpo 6, in Abuja. Everybody went quiet. Everybody went quiet. They took their money as usual. They bribed those that they can bribe. Money exchanged hands, and nothing came of it. And that gave SARS the impetus to go on killing. If you want to know about the industrial scale killings of SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, it started after the Akpo 6. They saw that nothing happened. The same way that the Buhari died, buried in Saudi Arabia, they brought somebody, put mask on his face. Before was Jubril al-Sudani. After Jubril left, ran away from Cuba, they now brought Yusuf Muhammad Abubakar. And you kept quiet. They realized how stupid people were. They said, okay, so you people are this foolish. You don't know anything. You are blind. You cannot see. They have now gone from impunity to impunity with greater degree of consistency. Because you did nothing. When they killed the Akpo 6, everybody kept quiet. Because they're Igbo people. The Yorubas didn't know it was coming to them. Some people from the north never knew it was coming to them. It has now affected everybody. You are now shouting the same thing that happened to Jubu, the same thing that IPOB was talking about. When we are saying all these things, when we say things and we discuss them and we say them, you must take it seriously at that time. If you had risen up when those Igbo people were killed, young people in Abuja were killed and robbed by Nigerian police, if you had risen up, there will be no way, there is no way that SARS could have done what they did. But you all kept quiet. That is how life is. That is how life is. You must understand it very, very clearly. So they must remain on the streets, please. Very, very important until we get to the bottom of all these issues. Because not only that, people are saying, even as the protest is going on, SARS is still killing people. And you want them to stop. I can't understand the mentality of some black people. I don't understand it. People are now telling them, you must expose all those policemen who are killing protesters. Who are killing protesters, you must expose them. According to the governors of the 36 states of the Federation, they have warned the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, against shielding erring policemen who killed protesters across the country from persecution. But as this news was breaking, they were also telling you that northern governors are against the closure or the disbandment of SARS. That is how they are, confused. Anybody can be bought over at any time. That is why, there was a news I read here, very, very funny, very, very interesting. They said somebody a known person went to Abuja to address the protesters, and the protesters drove him away. The protesters, they drove him away. They now understand that people want to hijack what is happening. They want to make name with it, to say they are part of it. They go and cut a deal and plan to run as a president or God knows what the next minute. No, people are now sensible. Do you see the work that Radio Biafra has accomplished? Oh, what have you achieved? What have you done? Have you now seen it? People are now saying no. People's eyes are now open. People are now listening with their brains. Can't you see the work we have done? Or should I say, the work that Elohim Chukwokikabiama has done through IPOB? Can you see that people are now listening like IPOB? They may not be IPOB, but they're now listening the same way that we do. That was why I call them brave and gallant. They are now reasonable. They are no longer animals. They have now graduated into being human beings. But we are praying that they don't get dragged back into the animal kingdom. That they will remain with the living. That they will remain with reasonable human beings. They have been warned. You are not going to shield all those responsible for the killing of protesters. Anybody asking protesters to stop, you are mistaken. You are mistaken. It cannot stop until you meet their demands. Because in the past, after Akko 6, there will be an inquiry. Something will be done. Today, no officer is in prison. All the officers that killed all those young people, they are free, moving about. Every time there is killing, don't worry. There will, always will, W-I-L-L. There will be inquiry. There will be this. There will be that. Nothing happens. Now you're asking them to go home. There will be, another there will be. They are saying no. They will remain on the streets. Go and do that thing first. Money for hand, back for ground. Go and do that thing first. Before they leave the streets. That is the way it is done. And that is the way it is going to be done in this very case. We are live and we are direct. In case you're joining us for the very first time, somebody says, Obiano remains the best governor. You're a complete idiot. You're a complete fool. That is the thing about black people. You lack spirit of distillation to distill. We said this is the only time he has behaved like a governor. Now he's the best governor. Idiots everywhere. Fools everywhere. That was why Nwafo was there for very many years killing you. Because you don't know that you must hold politicians to account. It doesn't mean you hate them. You must hold them to account. You buffoon. You buffoon, because of what I have said, all of a sudden he's the best governor. You shouldn't be listening to this very broadcast. Some idiots should not be listening to this very broadcast, I'm telling you. Some of you are dumb. Because did Sanwo-Olu not come out a few days ago to address protesters? He went back and used BRT buses, Lagos state government buses, to convey thugs to go and attack protesters because his interest or the interest of his master was being threatened. Fools in this UG. That is why you don't hold anything in perspective. In perspective. Hold it in perspective. You cannot. It's either something is white or it is black. There is no gray area. You don't understand it. That was why Revolution Now was launched. Nobody came outside because they didn't understand the meaning of the word revolution and what they wanted. Is now there is a single issue of end police brutality. They can come out, they can relate to it. But I'm very glad that now they are beginning to reason very well. They are beginning to reason very well. They say protesters chased away Showore. In Abuja, they say he should support them on Twitter first. Oh dear me, but all will work out well in the end. All will work out well in the end. I like what I read also about the governor of Kwara State. If what I'm reading is correct, then things are turning in the right direction. And if they had abandoned their positions and gone back home, I am not sure that what happened in Anambra State today with Obiano would have happened. I am not even sure that what I'm about to read out to you, that they say happened in Kwara State would have happened either. Because from what I can see here, they are saying that the governor of Kwara State led protesters himself to police headquarters. I'm asking those that said, go home. Our demand, you met billionaires and you have been given some money. Please go home. Please go home. We have achieved our aim. If they had gone home yesterday, would Obiano have announced today that Nwafo will be put on trial? That Okozo SARS will be investigated? That is why consistency is good. Consistency is a very good thing. That is why imagine if we had closed down many years ago. Oh, every time you talk on the radio, this idiot has been going to the same useless church from day one as a child. Till today, he has not seen Jesus. Till today, he has not seen heaven. And he has no job at all. Do you see that now that we is the Janjaweed ruling cabal, the demons that you have in Fulani land that I'm against. People don't understand it. I remember a few years ago, oh, you hate Yoruba. I said, because you're very foolish, you don't understand. Nobody hates anybody. We need you to change. When we started this very project, they said he was rude, he's insulting Igbo people. I started with our own people. I started with the Igbos first, until they said to reason like human beings. Not that it is not that we all we did was to awaken what they had inside them already. Because an average Biafran can reason. That is one thing that is natural. You heard the brother I spoke in the morning. He said it's from Urobo. And I asked him live on air, if the time comes for referendum, where are you going to go? He said he's going to go for Biafra, although he's not IPOB. That is one thing I love about Biafra. People don't understand the uniqueness of being a Biafran. And that thing that we have as Biafrans, today we have impacted it into the brain and into the minds of other people. They are now reasoning like us. They now understand that sometimes in life that one thing must kill a man. That is why they are out on the streets and they are protesting, and they need our love, they need our support. They need our support and was given to them. And I am hearing, or I read that the Kwara governor led the protesters to police headquarters. That is also going to happen with the army and the police. You watch and see what is going to happen. Once people remain consistent, the army, they are human beings like you. They will turn and join the masses. We want the army to understand that Fulani has a trick up their sleeve. We know what they are going to do. We know what they are going to do. They will try to divide the army along Fulani. They will say our constitutional mandate is to defend Buhari. No, it is to defend the constitution of the country. That is one thing this Janjaweed, they go to school, they learn nothing. They learn nothing. Your loyalty is to the constitution, not to a single person. That these are the things that they must understand. I want to let every army officer, every police officer, every recruit to understand this. You swore to uphold the constitution of Nigeria, albeit a very badly written document. That was what you swore to uphold, not to uphold the regime of a dead Buhari. No. Because Buhari will go. All those ruling in his name will disappear. As I said, once you can see what the youths are doing, once Yusuf Muhammad Abubakar goes outside, we'll risk our lives. Somebody is going to die, but we'll get to his mask and we'll pull it off his face. And that day you will see what happened to Nigeria all over the world. Then you will understand. Then you will understand. We are live and we are direct this very evening. I commend the Kwara State Governor as well. I commend the Kwara State Governor, Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak. I commend him as well for leading the protesters to police headquarters. That is the meaning of democracy. That is how we're supposed to work. You must always hold your elected leaders to account, always. You don't fall in love with them. You don't. You hold them to account for them to do the right thing. That was why you voted for them. Not to love them or to be talking nonsense, to be talking absolute garbage. Everywhere that you go to, you must be very, very consistent, please. Very, very consistent. Absolutely consistent. By their fruits you shall know them. By their fruits you shall know them. Because the former U.S. ambassador to the zoo, Ambassador Campbell, he wrote an epistle. And I love it. He's a very principled, upright man. He is a very strong man, but why he loves the zoo so much, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I'm going to tell you what he wrote. The former U.S. ambassador to Nigeria wrote an opinion article posted on the Council on Foreign Relations blog. What did he say? He said that the End SARS protest is exceptional because it is bridging the usual ethnic and religious boundaries in the zoo, Nigeria. It is bridging it. Because SARS killed almost everybody from everywhere. They didn't discriminate. Once they see you with iPhone, you're gone. Once your iPhone is flashing in their brain, iPhone, they don't even ask you where you come from. They kill you off immediately. And are you telling me that because somebody is from Kwara State, they are from Niger State, they are from Nasarawa, and they are coming out on the streets and they're doing the right thing, I shouldn't praise them? Because they're not Biafrans? That is how idiotic black people reason. I don't reason that way. Once you do the right thing, I will praise you. Is Donald Trump from Ishama Farugu? Is Donald Trump a black man? Is he from Africa? But I support him because he's doing the right thing. It doesn't matter, he's doing the right thing. People are queuing to go to US to get US green card to live there. Is your father or your mother or your village headmaster, are they in White House? Do you know who they are? You go to America because of how the society is structured and the policies that governs the conduct of governance and the people. That is why you go to America. Not because somebody's from Izombe. I'm going to go to California because California governor is from my village, from Izombe. This primitive zoo politics that you play. If Abdul Razak behaves very well from Kwara State, I will praise him as the governor of Kwara State because he's doing the right thing. Do the right thing and we praise you. Do the terrible thing and we shred you. It's as simple as that. That is how honest and sincere that we are. And I also commend Ambassador Campbell for having written this very brilliant piece because everybody is suffering. And now is the time for people to do the right thing, and they're doing it now. They are doing it now. And Ambassador Campbell actually acknowledged that, which is a very good thing to do. You must acknowledge that things are happening. And they say that the military high command has warned the zoological republic, because I want to let you know this evening. I told you that I got a message this evening from a high-ranking army officer. I won't tell you where he comes from. And he said to me, you know, I don't lie. I have no time for that. He said to me that protesters will not be shot. So I was flabbergasted when I went and I read online that the military high command, not Burata's Fulani army. Listen carefully. That is why everybody must support this ongoing protest. I'm telling you, it's achieving a lot of things. Military high command warns against violent attacks on protesters for the very first time in the history of Africa. In fact, I won't say the history of Africa. I'll say in the history of West Africa. In the history of West Africa. The military high command warns against violent attacks on protesters. Can you believe that? After Buratai must have said, we are coming to defend Buhari's government. They said Buratai said, nobody saw him. Makandi blame. They will say, Buratai, you can never see him because he's gone never to return. The armed forces of Nigeria have assured NSTAS protesters of their safety. This is the beginning. So the army is actually divided for the very first time in the history of the zoo. You know, sometimes when people see the news, they don't read between the lines. Here we read between the lines. After Buratai must have come out to say, we are here to defend him, Muhammadu Buhari administration regime. We are here to defend him, law and order. But you have not gone to Sambisa forest to fight. The armed forces issued their statement, the Joint Command of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, they issued their statement assuring protesters of their safety. But you will see that the only people going to shoot at protesters, if you catch that policeman or that army man, you will see that that very person is Fulani. They are Fulani. The military high command warned against, there is no violent protest. Protest is protest. IPOB used to protest. There was no violence. Nobody will even say that his mobile phone was missing or his wallet or her wallet got lost in the process. They are all peaceful. People should stop lying. The politicians are the ones that will send their thugs to go and join the protesters and be causing havoc. It is the same politicians. A statement from the military authorities assured that the military is committed to the safety and stability of the country. The armed forces have expressed dismay over some violent-related protests across the country. Over some. They know it is the politicians who are sponsoring those people to go and cause mayhem. And I am advising the protesters to remain peaceful. You can block entrance to somewhere, you can make your point, but you must remain peaceful. You must remain peaceful. You must remain peaceful. Peaceful means you don't steal. Peaceful means you don't harass or disturb people. You allow people to get on with their lives, but you can block bridges, you can block roads because you are upset, and everybody can identify with that. Very, very important place. So the army, the high command of the army is guaranteeing the safety of the protesters as long as they continue to protest peacefully. So what the army needs to understand tonight, after listening to this very broadcast, is that those causing trouble, those fomenting trouble are politicians. The same politicians, yes, it's them. Like Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State going to hire thugs from Mushi to go and attack protesters. The same people. And I have actually messaged the US ambassador to note Sanwo-Olu and consider him for visa ban. Sanwo-Olu must be banned. He must be banned from visiting US and the EU. The governor of Lagos State is a two-faced bastard. He's a snake. 1 minute you're coming out and saying you're with the NSAS protesters. The next minute you're holding meetings with a few criminals claiming that they're leaders of the group. You're giving them money to disband and to stop the protest. 3rd minute you are going to Mushi and renting thugs belonging to your master Tinubu to go and disrupt protesters. And you claim you're a Democrat. You claim you are a Democrat. The governor of Enugu State must come out and issue a statement. The end SARS protest in Enugu must continue until Ugwuani comes out to address the protesters. He must address them. The same thing must happen also in Ebonyi. The same thing must happen in Umuahia. It must happen. The governors of these states must come out to tell the people that there is no more SARS in my state. Or else they are part of the problem. Or else they are part and parcel of the problem. They are part of it. So when they do good, we commend them. I also commend those of them in the military high command in the zoo that came out and said they will not attack the protesters. Every formation under your unit, you must give them orders not to shoot. People must go back to the history of modern Russia. Do you remember, was it in 1991 or 1992 when the government of Gorbachev was threatened by Communist Party apparatchiks? They wanted to overthrow Gorbachev. And then Yeltsin was the president of the Russian Federation under the former Soviet Union. Listen very carefully. Some of you should go back. In fact, I'm asking our warriors to go back tonight and dig out the video where the army of Russia, one of the strongest armies in the history